Oi, bruv! Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and all you frickin' nerds! We're back in Mason's upper room once again with some AC on, and it's gonna feel wonderful. It's a little hot right now, but it's gonna feel wonderful. And you know what else is wonderful? This week's episode of Digital Waypoint. We are happy to be back. I feel like the last 4 episodes, we have been in some sort of a different arrangement.
Yeah.
In terms of desk to seating, where I would usually say, I got my boy Mason across from this plastic table with a blanket on it. He's now at my immediate west.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Mason?
How's the west through me? I was expecting left, but yeah, west. Doing good.
West coast, best coast?
West coast, best coast. I don't know. I've only been once.
That's good.
I'm good. Sitting on the couch with my dog.
Yeah,
in his ears while you scream. Hoping he doesn't get riled up.
Yeah, he hates me.
Yeah. But that's okay. He hates everybody. Anyway, doing good.
Yeah, y'all can't see him.
No.
But I wish you could, because he's big chilling. And I'm telling you, he's sitting on that couch. He's holding that mic.
Yep.
He's looking cute while he does it. Big chilling. And it's pretty dope.
Big chilling.
And speaking of dope, was that intro music? How'd you guys like that? Did you guys like that? I know you guys like that. If you liked it, because I know that you did, you're going to want to listen to my boy A Cloudy Sky. That's his work. Listen to my boy A Cloudy Sky. You can find him anywhere that you get your music, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, because you are on SoundCloud consistently enough to listen to music on it. Go listen to him wherever you can listen to your music. All right.
All right.
It's a bit of a somber topic, because the past year has been. That was horrible grammar. The past year has been year and a half, really. Of course, with the novel coronavirus.
Yeah.
The whole world shut down, and then a year and a half ish later, whether you are on the side of we open too soon or you are on the side of we are finally opening, the world kind of opened up, and then it shut back down. Everything shut down. And just when we thought there was light at the end of the tunnel, it shut down again. And so now we're back in a pseudo quarantine, not quarantine. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it sucks. But you know it sucks even worse? The rest of everything about the world. Specifically when it comes to video games, because right now it sucks.
I feel like there's a lot more. There's things that suck a lot more going on right now. But
That's not true. That's not true. That's not what that podcast. This podcast is about video games. The one thing that sucks in today's world is video games, or more specifically, the lack thereof.
Yeah.
Right now, it blows to be into video games and to have a not current system. So if you're sitting,
I don't know if that's true.
In comparison to what you could have.
Yeah.
So
it depends on if you want to buy a new system.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is if you're kind of sitting here and you're like, oh, whatever, I'm still playing on my PlayStation 2. Shut up. Why are you listening? But if you're sitting here like I was for a while, where I had I think it was a pretty old Xbox One that I had for 5 years. Didn't do anything with it. Didn't upgrade. Didn't do whatever. Yeah. When you're looking at these new games that are coming out with these insane resolutions, a lot of them 1440, if not 4K, and you're sitting here, if you were like me, it's really hard to get anything.
Yeah.
It is damn near impossible to get Xboxes. They're probably the easiest out of all of these to get, but even that is easy is not the right word.
Yeah.
PS5s are damn near, like, unless you want to spend, something egregious like $1,100, $1,200
Yep.
on a $500 system. Like, if you have that kind of dough, bro, freaking
Let me see if
do it and send us some money. We'll make a Venmo just for you, so you can Venmo us.
make a Patreon.
Make a
tier
Patreon
that
where
just is like, give us money.
Yeah, and you're gonna be the only Patreon. We're not gonna open it up. It's you give
Just
us your money.
Yeah.
But if you're not like that, it's really hard to get your hands on anything. And I am in the process of trying to get a nice gaming PC.
Yeah, I was going to say, this hits you the hardest.
Yeah, gaming productivity PC, where CPUs are, they're not super, super hard to get a hold of. For, like, the nice ones, they're a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
Because prices are just inflated in general.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, graphics cards are insane.
Yeah. So I was looking at... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, okay, somebody's calling me. That's fantastic. We were talking before we started, and I was talking to you about the gaming rig I got going down, and for those of y'all that are in the know of PCs, I'm trying to get a 3060 Ti, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, which is a high mid-tier. Probably it's 3070 is probably either the very top of mid-tier or the very bottom of high tier.
Yeah.
So I am right at the top of mid-tier. I think retail MSRP, they go for anywhere from $350 to $500. On eBay, you can get one of these bad boys for $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It's
So what I was going to say, speaking of eBay really quick, when you were talking about PS5s, there's still the number one listing here with 160 sold. $1,299.
You're kidding.
95 cents.
Wait, what do you need 95 cents for?
Scumbag! The other ones are $824.95, $779.97. I don't know where they get like
That's
these.
not. I mean, the $779.
It's
for
not
right
that bad.
now,
It's digital.
And that's the frustrating part. Is like we can both say that's not that bad.
Yeah, that's
like
But that one's-
$300 upcharge.
yeah.
is not
I was
that
going to
bad.
say yeah, that's almost double the price.
That's insane.
Anyway, though, talking about graphics cards, I built mine. So there's a reading this PC Mag article. They're talking about pre-COVID, and they said that in 2016, let's see, it says, there were limited GPUs in 2016, in 2017, and 2018 due to cryptocurrency-related mining, which is when I bought mine. I got a Asus GeForce GTX 1060 3 gigabyte, and which is at the time was decent,
At
not
the time,
great.
yeah.
And because I think I've got mine in 2017, so it was right there in that peak. I bought it for like $350, $400. I'm looking at, and I got it from Newegg. I'm looking at Newegg right now, and it's $368. Still, it hasn't gone down in price because of this.
Dude. Oh my god.
Like, and I remember when I got it, I was supposed to get it for like $150 or $200, but I couldn't because of the spike, and I had to wait 6 weeks on back order on Newegg. And I remember one of my friends had just built one and got a 1060 6 gig or 1080. I don't remember. I've been out of this for too long to remember all of the parts, but got one a step better than mine for like $150 cheaper, $100 cheaper. And I was having to pay so much more because of that. And I just think it's so funny that it's barely even gone down at all.
It's insane.
Insane.
And like the same thing, like specifically with NVIDIA graphics cards, which like NVIDIA, for those of you that don't know, NVIDIA and AMD make the graphics cards. If you don't know what a graphics card, the boiled, crunched, and fused down to its bare bones graphics card make picture. That's basically it. It works with the CPU, which is the brain of the computer, and then it says this is what this is supposed to look like. Yeah. So it's kind of insane that graphics cards that came out years ago are that expensive to the point where a lot of them can't, like you were saying, you can't run Warzone.
I can't run Warzone.
Do you know, like, what kind of like settings you were
low,
like low, like 1080p type deal?
Like I was trying to run it at like one of the lowest settings, and it was still not working.
That's insane. And the fact that they are still that expensive.
Still that expensive. And that was the lowest spec on my computer because I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I am 90% sure that I got an Intel i7 in it, which at the time was good. And then
depending on the type, it's still good now.
Like
if you get it, like I was looking at for a while. I think it was an i7 11 like it was like 11850
or something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
So Intel's pretty good.
Yeah, I have a really good processor. Everything else in it is good. I just had to skimp on the graphics card. So if I ever want to update it, I just need to buy a graphics card. But yeah, insane.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where for years building your PC was 100% the way to go.
Yep.
Like that was how you saved money. That was how you got the best bang for your buck. It's now people are like, this is so wild that it makes more sense to buy a pre-built PC, like a decent one with a really good graphics card, and then just take out the graphics card and put it into your pre-build or to your build, and then sell the pre-build for parts.
Yep.
Like it's not a bad idea.
No.
And so it's insane. If you go on Newegg, which is kind of like, I didn't know about Newegg until a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
But it's like a whole.
Yeah, that's where I got my first Turtle Beach headset.
Yeah, like I had no idea. I had no idea that it was even a thing.
Mm-hmm. They have really good like a whole PC building guide and like different comparisons and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of like they're a big tech company where Amazon does everything.
Yeah.
Newegg is a pseudo Amazon where they have some stuff that they make, but they are predominantly a distributor. Yeah. Basically of goods. Mm-hmm. They farts. I lost my train of thought. Dadgummit.
I don't know how to spark it back.
I was looking at the list of the top gaming PCs.
Yeah.
And it was like,
was Alienware up there?
Huh?
Was it Alienware?
Alienware was not up there. Surprise, surprise. Dell got hit with a lawsuit.
Really?
a couple of months ago, for like lying on. They said, I think they said something to there was part of it was like they said that they had like a liquid cooler inside of it, and then they didn't, and they had just like a cheapo dirt fan, and the thing just overheated. So the dude took it apart. He was like, "What? I paid like $200 some extra for this freaking." So
anyway, sorry to get you off your train of thought again.
No, you had to on the page of best-selling gaming PCs, you had to go pretty far to find one that was not out of stock.
Wow.
Like it like you had to go like 2 or 3 pages deep, which is just mind-boggling that it can be that backed up. So it kind of sucks. It sucks to try to delve into a new console or upgrade.
Yeah.
If you have got, like you and I both have PS5s.
Mm-hmm.
You got yours legit by just spamming add to cart.
Blood, sweat, and tears, yeah.
Yeah. I got mine because we have a shady scalper of a friend who got it for me. So I'm not in that instance, I don't think there's anything wrong with scalping. I don't think there is. But 2 days later, I was ready to die to kill some scalpers.
Yeah.
I would have taken a bullet to give some people some PS5s. That's how generous I am.
It's funny though, because after I got mine, I tried from August or September, as soon as they went on pre-order, September to January, couldn't get one. Finally got one. Tried every, the whole 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever. Did all of those.
You didn't even get it.
Yeah. You're right. My brother got it, but then after that, I ended up getting like 3 more because it was after you got yours. Because I was helping my other brothers and somebody else get one, and I ended up I got 2 in one go once, and it was right after you got yours. One was while you had yours, but I was already told or one was while you didn't have yours, but I already told my brother I'd get it to him. So,
Did you did you get them? Because what'd you do with them?
Well, I gave them to that's what I'm saying. We were all trying to get one for them. Okay. Yeah.
I thought you got like they had gotten them, and then you had a surplus of 2. I was like, did you sell them?
No, okay. I would have probably sold them at cost because I know enough people that want them.
Yeah.
And the guy that we know that was doing that does that as a side hustle. So
well, scumbaggy, but he's a buddy. I love the guy.
Yeah. He got your PS5. You can only complain so much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of frustrating just from a outside perspective, because you're like, for all of 2021, when you couldn't get them, they kept saying we're going to be low stock. There's a surplus. The pandemic, shutting down or whatever.
Yeah,
it was like, all right, it's going to take some time for things to get back on it, for the economy to get back on its feet, for companies to get back on their feet.
Yeah.
All right. We are. I mean, I don't remember when they kind of were like, non-essential can go back into business, but it was a while ago. Like, easily a year.
Oh yeah.
And they're still saying, there are some sites that are saying, or some people within the industry that are saying, specifically for PS5s, there's a fat chance it's not going to get close to normalizing until 2023.
Yep.
That is insane. Almost potentially just shy of 3 years after a console is dropped, and they are then just going to be able to get over the hump of insane demand, insane everything.
Yeah.
And when you're just like looking at it, when you're just looking at that, to me, that pissed me off. Like, that genuinely made me mad. I was like, PS5s, really next-gen consoles, including NVIDIA, or not just NVIDIA, but graphics card makers, NVIDIA, AMD, make more. Like, make more. That's how you make your money, is you spend a little bit of money. You probably spend, I don't know, $10 to build this thing.
Yeah.
Sell it for $500.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Well,
and to be honest, it still fully doesn't.
Okay, and here's a point that we haven't talked about yet. This is from Intel CEO, and talking about the shortage of semiconductors. So, the CEO says that the industry. So, hang on just a second. All right, so Intel.
He's too big chilling. He can't see the screen.
I'm sitting too far back, too lounging. All right,
too chilling.
Intel announced a $20 billion plan in March of this year to expand. $20 billion plan in March to expand its advanced chip manufacturing capacity, building 2 factories in Arizona, and opening plants to outside customers. But they say that it's because of COVID, but that they had to go home. But then also it says COVID-19 pandemic has led to a cycle of explosive growth in semiconductors because of people studying from home and working from home and people buying them. So it was like a double hit. Like, they couldn't work, but then also demand shot way up because people can't use the computers at work. People like me, everybody, I went to school online and college and everything. So I see all this stuff of like, hey, when you graduate at Thursday at 9 p.m. and it's in your room. I was like, dude, I did this like 4 years ago, way before the pandemic. That's the same reason I was built a PC, is because I had 3D animation and like game design stuff that I had to make, and I couldn't do it on my 2012 MacBook. So I had to build one, and for the same reason that people are having to now, because you can maybe hear my dog snoring.
Oh, that cuck.
He stopped as soon as I went over there. Oh, well.
I called him a cuck. He woke up. He didn't like that.
He don't like that. But anyway, that's the same reason that I had to build mine, and now the whole world is doing it.
Yeah.
So that puts a big strain on stuff,
Yeah.
It's not just it's not just them not making enough. It's that everybody and your mom wants some. So
yeah, it's so frustrating, because like, even after reading and trying to figure out like, all right, what is he? Is it they're just like taking too many poop breaks? Like, what are we doing? Or is somebody messing with the time clock? Like, what's going on? To find out that it's the CPU chips, like I said, like the brain of like a computer, the same brain in a different way for PS5s and for Xboxes.
Yeah.
Which is so interesting that there's such a big chip shortage. And while, like I said, it's not easy to get a high quality CPU for a computer, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, I was just looking at the one that I'm going to end up getting for my rig whenever I get it, and I can get it for, $250, $300.
Yeah.
And yet these Sony and Microsoft freaking douchebags sitting over here, there's no chips. I can't get the chip. Like, okay, you freaking Bill Gates.
Yeah, but I feel like they probably have to jump through more hoops to buy the amount. Like, I was reading this other article here by Tech Republic, and they were saying that the demand for, this is a Glenn O'Donnell, Vice President and Research Director at Forrester, says the demand for cloud computing, like AWS and Microsoft Azure, even Alibaba, which is
what is that?
Chinese Amazon, like bigger than it. Like, I'm invested in them. They're more profitable than Amazon right now. So for stock. And it says that they buy all of the semiconductors. Like, they buy all of the chips because of they have all of their storehouses full of servers, and so it's probably harder to say give me 100 million than it is like give me one. So
you know what I think we do?
What do we do?
I think we do something to Alibaba.
You can't buy any more American chips, Alibaba.
You know, we freaking go to Alibaba. We take some of those chips. That's what we need. That's what we need Joe Biden to do. Joe Biden needs to get up on that podium. He needs to go, Alibaba, give us more chips. And then he takes a nap. That's what he needs to do. He does that, he'll go down as the best president. I don't care what side of the aisle you get on. If that man got up to the podium in the midst of everything else that's going on, he goes, Alibaba, you give us some of them chips. And then just walks off. Dude, that would be awesome. That would be phenomenal.
Puts like a huge tax on any kind of China stuff until you give us those Intel chips.
Till we can make our supercomputers for gaming. 400%.
4% tax.
Freaking awesome, dude.
Man.
It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. He does that. He goes down as number one.
That's right.
What is he,
47.
47?
Yeah. 46.
I was about to say, I'm pretty
46.
sure.
Yeah, Trump was 45. Yeah.
You go down. That'd be it.
You go down.
He's one of 47.
Forget Obama. Forget Reagan. Those are usually the two.
Forget Lincoln.
Forget Lincoln.
Forget Washington.
Forget Washington. Dude.
You think
this
for
is
a
it.
Second,
we might
you
as
think
well.
for a second Washington would have gone up to the podium and went to Alibaba and told freaking China Alibaba that we want those chips? No. You just freaking had a toothache from his wooden teeth. Garbage.
After that, we could probably just rebrand as United States of Biden.
Alibaba. Oh yes.
Wait, we're against Alibaba.
sorry.
Or United States of what are these semiconductors?
I had a bigger vision than incorporating Alibaba. They think that we just
We buy
want the
them.
chips. No, we want the freaking industry. We want to
Give us all your
monopolize.
Chinese knockoff controllers.
Oh man.
That's probably where these mic stands came from. They're probably,
Yeah, they're garbage. Freaking Alibaba. Man, we're gonna get put on like a list or something. Like we're gonna.
Does anybody like China right now beyond John Cena having to apologize?
I don't know. I know for a fact we're gonna get like a knock on our door. That's gonna be an Alibaba.
He's gonna take your one chip that you get.
I'm gonna get my PC. Be like, dude, I'm so happy for this PC. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna take my Ryzen 5's 5600X. He's just gonna take it, and I'm gonna be upset at Biden for it. Tell you what. In any case.
In any case.
The frustrating part is that it's not just freaking consoles.
No.
It's the things that you want to look at your consoles on.
Yep.
Monitors. Like I was telling you, I've been trying to upgrade to a 1440p monitor with 144 megahertz refresh rate, and damn, are they hard to get? Like the cheap ones. Like you can get them if you are willing to spend $350. They're not that hard to get.
Yeah.
But when I'm already going to be spending ballpark of $2,000, I don't want to spend another $100 or $350 on a whatever a monitor.
He stops every time I put the mic over there.
He's
Self-aware.
Self-conscious. He's self-aware. He knows he's snoring. But it's hard. Like if you go on Amazon, there was one. It was an LG something, and for a 27-inch whatever, it's usually like just over $300. They were completely out of stock.
Yeah,
which is like insane that it's not even graphics chips or graphics cards and CPUs and consoles. It's like can't even get a monitor half the time if you don't want to spend so much. There's such a bad inflation problem.
I think too though that is it's a bad inflation problem, but too again that has to do with the amount of time that people spend at home now. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and I know a ton of people that I'm like, what do you do for a living? And they're like, oh, I'm a data engineer. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, I went and bought nice 4K 148 hertz monitor. I'm like, why do you need that? You play games? No. I have an old NES at home. I'm like, what? You just like to make your charts look crisp? People do it though. They just go in there and they're like, LG done. Especially people in like software engineering, data engineering. They just see the LG name and they'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean I kind of got screwed with my monitor. My monitor is nice. I have I think it's either a 27 or 32 inch 4K monitor. So if you can get a game that looks beautiful, it'll make you looks beautiful. Problem is it's got a 60 hertz refresh rate, so I can't really get the most out of the 4K. I'm getting like I'm not even getting the most out of 1440. Yeah. You know? So, but let me tell you, you run it 1080p Ultra. Oh my goodness. So, I'm trying to upgrade, and actually the monitor that I was looking at is now currently in stock.
Ooh.
I'm not going to tell you what it is because y'all going to somehow take it. Because I don't know if I can buy it right now because I think my wife would hit me. So, I'm not going to tell you. But the fact of the matter is there's only 7 in stock. So it came
Really?
in stock. But from yesterday to today, they had a set amount, probably not a lot, evidently. And the stock is almost already completely gone again. So that's really frustrating. It's been hard to get controllers for console.
I haven't noticed a controller.
Maybe it was
shortage.
just more kind of in the heyday, just Hail Mary.
Yeah, I knew.
Because it's kind of slowed down the console
Yeah,
craze.
yeah.
Not that much, but enough to where maybe it's not as bad as I remember it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I do know some people, and with like the newer stuff, like the new PS5 Midnight and Crimson or whatever,
Mhm.
those were hard to get.
Yeah.
And I know all the PlayStation peripherals were
Oh, damn,
back in.
you can get a Midnight right now from Walmart for $70.
Okay, so let's redact.
Cut it out.
Redaction.
But that's a recent thing where it's not been difficult to get.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it was not easy for a long time.
Yeah, I remember people were just buying the PlayStation 5 branded stuff because they couldn't wait for the PS5 to get there, and they just wanted to have something. Like my brother had 2 controllers, the headset, and all kinds of stuff before the console even got there.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people couldn't even get. They would get a console and they would have their one controller that came with it and couldn't get another one or couldn't get the headset. So yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky with the headset because the headset for a while was out of stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that same guy that got me the PlayStation, he just like woke me up on a Saturday. He's like, "The Pulse is in on Amazon. Go!" And I didn't ask my wife. Bought it. And she was like, "What's this $100?" And I said, "Nothing."
Definitely not a headset.
Huh?
Definitely not just a white and black headset.
Definitely not a headset that I don't think is as nice as my 5-year-old headset that I use for my Xbox.
Yeah. It just depends on if you can get 3D audio with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole selling point. That was the predominant reason that I got it.
Yeah.
Was because of 3D audio, and I didn't want to buy third-party 3D audio this early into the life cycle of the
Well,
console.
like my Bose Quiet Comfort they can use the 3D audio.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean these are like $399 MSRP, so
Yeah.
you know, it makes sense to at that point just buy the Sony ones.
Yeah.
All the ones that weren't Sony that could do 3D audio were
really
expensive. Yeah. So
And so like in a minimum in a year.
Yeah.
The Pulse will probably be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because still Steel series.
Yeah.
Turtle Beach. They're more for Xbox, but they'll.
Yeah.
So it's been wild that like all of these things have been just so hard to get, and you know it is a mixture of the lockdown stuff, whatever happened. People got bored. Dude, when I heard in March of 2021 or 2020 that we were gonna have an extra week of spring break,
Yeah, right.
I was like, because freaking Wars, I was starting to really play a lot of Wars.
Yeah, that was in the peak.
I was like, this is all I need. I get an extra week.
Yeah.
And then we slowly started to see, oh, I'm losing everything I ever loved. But I have Warzone on my really old Xbox One that runs at 45 frames a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the original PS4 up until PS5.
Yeah. So, and it really is like super interesting because we've talked about Sony, we've talked about Microsoft, we talked about some PC stuff, and I was also meaning to say, like, I think the prevalence of scalpers, I think one good thing, actually I'll save it for later.
Okay.
Go back to what I was saying.
Before we get to, are you moving on to the big red boy?
Yeah.
Before we do
our
that,
favorite red boy.
that I don't know the name of the CEO. before we move on to that, I was just looking at these stats of where these CPU shortages are being felt, and I don't think I ever envisioned us getting to a point where you would have people buying up all of the NVIDIA cards and the what's the other one? Ryzen. AMD cards, and hoarding them so that they can get Bitcoin, and then in turn we can't have vehicles. Like, because people automotive manufacturers cannot get cars out the door because all the chips they have are they said they're legacy technology, so they can't do what they want them to do for the 2022 models of cars that are coming out like this month and next.
Yeah.
So we're having a vehicle shortage because people want to mine Bitcoin. Not really, but sort of.
Yeah, the crypto mining crap.
Like, just the huge increase of desire for these chips are affecting
the fact that it's affecting cars.
Yeah. Not that it's not like I'm going to buy a new car. I mean, I have a car probably with a chip in it, but
I thought you were about to flex on your car. I was like, you freaking. I thought you were about to like, oh yeah, I drive a.
No, I wasn't going to. No.
I was like, you freaking.
My car's not anything to flex on anyway, but it's really not. It just looks it. It's not.
What do you drive?
A Ford Taurus.
Huh?
Ford Taurus.
No. What's the other one you drive? The fact that you're thinking this hard to think about another
Chevy Malibu.
Chevy Malibu. You drive the world's nicest
That's not
Chevy
true.
Malibu.
It's not a Chevy Malibu, but
Yeah. What is it?
Chevy Malibu.
It's a Camaro. He drives a Camaro.
Dude, that's not my point. My point is pretty much all modern cars use chips.
No, yes. Yeah.
This is causing a car
I thought
shortage.
you were just about
No,
to
I wasn't going to do that.
you know, in my Camaro, I have a cheap in the Camaro. I thought that's where you're going. I was like,
I wouldn't say that. No, are you kidding me?
Oh man. Well,
now you can move on. Sorry.
yeah,
I
we
just
gotta
wanna
talk
get that
about
in
we
there.
gotta talk about everybody's least favorite red boy, but also
most
everybody's favorite red.
Yeah.
This is frustratingly reminiscent of the Switch shortage of the mid 2010s. When the Switch came out, you really couldn't get one. I made a registry, like a wedding registry.
Wait, what?
I made a wedding registry.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Did you? I never told you.
No.
So I made a wedding registry because I tried to get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to swing this because I'm pretty sure they may want to see at least some form of documentation that I am now married, and I had no prospects. And so I was like, all right. I go back a couple years later. I got an email from it was a Target registry, and I got an email saying congrats on your marriage. And I was like, okay. I look on there. I was married to the name was straight up Gaylord. I got married to somebody named Gaylord.
Okay.
And they tried to spend like $1,000 worth of stuff, but Target denied the thing.
Wait. Somebody hacked your wedding registry?
Yeah.
And wanted to buy what?
I mean, I didn't have my card.
Yeah.
But like they used their own card, and Target was like, "This is not how it works," and then they didn't buy anything else. Like they put like stuff on there. Like I had a Switch. That was all I had. I was like 18. I was like, I want a Switch.
I've never heard of people doing that. That's insane.
He put on like pots and pans, like actual like
Yeah.
home stuff. They tried to buy it, and Target was like, "Are you actually married?" And then
What?
that was
Wow.
it. Somebody hacked into my Target account to add themselves to my registry that I made for a Switch, and tried to buy almost $1,000 worth of home's goods, and got denied by Target because
Yeah.
it couldn't verify our marriage, and they didn't put a real like existing place. They said that we got married someplace in Europe, and I googled it, and it doesn't exist. It was like Urkt. Europe. And I was like, that's not a very precise.
That's not a bad. I've never heard of that scheme, but that's not a bad scheme. You know how messed up that would be? Like with yours and your wife's wedding registry, you had all that stuff on there. What if somebody just went on there, used all of the money on file, and changed the address and just bought a bunch of stuff? Like, that's
brilliant.
it's pretty
Yeah,
mean.
if you
pretty
want
cruel
to,
right
if you guys
there.
want to steal some stuff and
Steal it from Noah.
probably get busted for what would that even be? Would that be? I would imagine it's a crime.
Grand theft wedding registry, I guess. I don't know.
Wedding registry grand. Wow. Grand Theft Auto is really freaking. Can you imagine if GTA 6 is more predominantly hacking into registries? That would be awesome. I would totally get it.
Imagine buying GTA 6.
Imagine GTA 6 having any sort of semblance of coming out and not just being a GTA 5
Imagine
DLC.
That's very true. Imagine actually getting Elder Scrolls 6 because Skyrim's getting remastered for PS5.
Pet peeve. If you hear anybody in your life ever say, "I'm excited for the second Skyrim," just
It's
give
true.
them a cup check. That's what
Yeah.
they need because they're idiots, and we shouldn't have them repopulate. Because if you
That's
can't
true.
read the fact that the name of the game is not just Skyrim,
I think that it's less not reading and it's more just people not knowing what the Elder Scrolls are and they just think
Maybe.
that it's Skyrim.
maybe
Fake fans.
fake fans, frauds. All right, back to Nintendo.
Yeah, sorry.
Our favorite Red Boys. There was a massive shortage. I made a registry to try to get a Switch. It did not work. I ended up getting one, but I got it like almost 2 years later, when they were finally like
Yep.
in late 2018 when they
Yeah.
were starting to kind of stabilize, at least in the U.S. It was a bit easier in Japan because they're based out in Japan.
Yeah.
It wasn't much easier,
No.
but it was a bit easier. And then once they started to stabilize out west, I was able to get one. But this is kind of like a two-headed snake where it's like you feel the pain of what it was like making a wedding registry to try to get a freaking Switch, and then you also feel the pain. It's kind of a three-parter. You feel the pain because it's reminiscent. You feel the pain because you know that the new Switch, the new OLED Switch, is coming out. Is it later this year or early next year?
I don't know. I don't remember actually.
Whenever the new Switch is coming out, you know for a fact you're not going to get your hands on that for 4 years.
Comes out in a month.
There is no way
Not a chance.
you're going to get your hands on that within the year. Like 0% chance. You can try. You can
Yeah.
try your absolute hardest. You're not going to get it. So that's the second bit of pain. Third bit of pain is being foolish enough to think that the OLED Switch is going to be worth its money because it's not going to be worth its money. Maybe that's just a
Yeah.
hot topic.
That no.
But
No, it's not gonna be worth the money.
no,
All it is a bigger, better screen, and that's about it.
That's it. So it's super interesting thinking about. I think it's going to be a nightmare. I think that Nintendo is going to biff it up.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to get an OLED Switch for a very long time.
No, there's already. I was looking at. I just Googled the OLED Switch to see when the release date is, and there's already like your strategy guide to get the OLED Switch on release day and all this stuff. So, wait. The new Switch model, which arrives, this is CNET.
Okay.
So it says, I didn't know this because I didn't want the Switch at all. I had no interest in getting this. I've
Yeah.
got mine. It's rare that I play it not docked, so this doesn't matter to me. The OLED Switch pre-orders opened back in July, and at the time it was considerably easier to secure one compared to what we've seen with the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
It says at some points the Switch is in stock for hours on end. Then it says things drastically took a turn in July. The new Switch, which arrives October 8th, is out of stock. Restocks are sporadic, out of stock right now. Like you can't even pre-order.
Yeah.
Restocks are sporadic and uncommon. And it says that there was one at Target September 1st, so today.
Yeah.
That went out of stock within minutes. So
Phew.
round 2.
Dude, like, is this going to be the new norm? You wonder.
So I think until we get out of, and this is what I said during the PS5, like I think the only reason the PS5 and the Xbox were hard to get on top of take out stock shortages, take out chip shortages, take out people not working and being in the factories. The reason we couldn't get them was bots, was people just buying them like this, and until we live at a state in the world where we can go and wait outside. Because when I got my Switch, I went and sat outside at GameStop in March when it was still snowing here, freezing, from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. and I was there when the UPS guy drove up, and me and a bunch of people were, but I just happened to be second in line, and they only had 3. Oh. So, that was the only way I got one. If other than that, because it came out, I think it came out in March, so I might have got mine in April, but I got mine pretty quickly after. Yeah. Only because I was going out to Target at 4 a.m. and GameStop at 4 a.m. and every couple days, standing in line, I'd pull up and they'd say we have 3, and there'd be 6 people, so I'd go home. But that time I got there in time, and until we can go back and do that, I think it's just this is the way it's going to be. Yeah. Until we get to a non-pandemic world. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be hard. Nintendo's not going to, whether or not you love Nintendo, hate Nintendo. I don't hate Nintendo. They just piss me off all the time. Yeah. And I don't enjoy
selling old games for $60.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Never going down in price.
Yeah. Nintendo has not had a good track record of getting consoles out to the mass public, at least here in the States. And so there's no reason to assume that when the world can't drive cars because Alibaba is just hoarding everything.
We're just heading down.
Dude, I'm going to get shot.
It's a slippery slope.
Were you not saying that Alibaba was going to send an assassin to me?
No. Oh. But I'm saying in real life, we're not going to have cars. We can't go and wait at GameStop. We don't have cars because Alibaba's buying all the chips. And now we really won't be able to get anything because we can't even go to GameStop when we do get out of the pandemic world. So we're trapped in this bot world forever. We're trapped in having a brain hemorrhage while spamming refresh on the Best Buy website.
Dude, I thought I was going to throw up. I was so focused. I thought you were just
take 6 rounds of Adderall.
I thought you were going to tell me, hey, you should really lay off Alibaba. They're going to kill you. More like Alibaba. Alibaba.
No, they're not going to kill you.
Yeah, hopefully. So it's tough. It's rough out here to be a gamer. However, just thinking about it, there have been at least a few things that this shortage world that we're currently living in has kind of made me think of. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that the biggest one that I have not seen people talk about, I don't think that PC gaming was mainstream because it was so much more expensive than a console. Even though it wasn't like, back in the day, you could get what you wanted for probably $1,300. Yeah. $1,400. Yeah. For if you want to do that for PC. Yeah. For console, it was like $400, $500. So it was a much easier entry level. Yeah. Price wise. And so, consoles have always been mainstream, whether it was, Xbox 360 and then PS4. Yeah. And however, on the PC side, bots have always been an issue. Bots have been an issue for a long time. But because it didn't really affect the vast majority of gamers, it didn't really get, I think, the mainstream highlight that now we see. Like, we see how bad the botting issue is. We see how bad scalpers are. We see all of this stuff. I mean, there was a report a couple days ago, or I actually don't know when it was, but it was sometime
just
after
pulling
the PS5.
That out of thin air.
I did see it. It was sometime since the PS5 was released. Yeah. There were gangs in London or in England that were like hijacking trucks full of PS5s.
Yeah, so we talked about this before. Even here, FedEx was driving U-Hauls, and I thought it was like because they had too much to do. No, they were undercover trucks. Yeah. Yeah, so that people wouldn't know it was FedEx because they always had PS5s.
Can you imagine, like, you know, you can't have a gun in Britain. Like, can you imagine a gang of like, you know,
rock. just a dude carrying a rock.
they're walking out with like freaking sabers and whatnot, like swords and crap. And they got like the what are the guys, the guards?
Yeah, the royal guards. Yeah.
They just go out there. Stop! Give me your PS4. Go Sticky.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, oh my gosh. I feel like if I was that driver, I'm driving in London. I'm just doing my business. And some guy in a castle guard hat jumps in front of me, whips out his sword, tells me to stop. I'd stop. And then if he said, give me all your PS4. All right, dude. Go back. Go grab as many as you want. I would absolutely let the guy rob me.
Just
It'd be so funny.
I hear those guards will mess you up though. So.
Oh yeah, they'll beat the tar out of you. They'll beat the absolute tar out of you. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. I think it's a good thing that scalpers are getting the mainstream recognition that they are. You know, like it was like it's been in news stories, like national news, talking about how insane this botting problem is. And so now that like the titans of gaming, we'll say mainstream gaming, in Sony and Microsoft and whatever Nintendo wants to do, their servers are like potatoes, so they don't really care. They're not going to be able to stop anything.
That's very true.
The fact that Microsoft and Sony are trying to find ways to fight the scalpers, that places like Best Buy, Walmart, they're trying to figure out the ways to beat scalpers. I think that that's a good thing. I think that trying to fight the problem that we can control right now as a consumer and distributor, I think that that's probably the best way that we get to at least some level of normalcy when it comes to this stuff. Yeah.
And all of these retailers doing that, because you're right, Sony did it on their portal, like they would put you in a queue and you would have to, it was, but all of them, Best Buy, Walmart, it kind of surprised me the amount of, and they didn't put a whole lot of resources in this, or they could have fixed the issue, but still surprised me that they were willing to put any in, because regardless if it was a bot or not, they made their $700.
Yeah.
Like they made their millions of dollars in 5 minutes. So, and I was always like, man, that's pretty good of these companies to do. So
I feel like they were getting probably so much flack.
Yeah.
Because people were like you had to either be very lucky, very lucky. You had to either have a bot yourself, or
I thought about buying one.
Really?
Yeah. You can go and buy like 20 for like it's a subscription for like $100.
That's insane.
For a month, and I was just gonna let them go for that month. Yeah.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or you just have to have inhumanly fast reflexes.
Yeah.
Like you have to be really lucky generally.
Yeah.
So the fact that bots are getting found out is a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the other, this has been a somber episode. I think the feel good story is like, if you go into like Discord servers, if you go into Reddit threads or Twitter pages, where people are like trying to get these consoles either for themselves, for their friends, for just other people on the internet.
Yeah.
There are tons of sites that are just solely for restocks and information.
Yeah.
And people are just like talking on Twitter with hashtags and whatever.
Yep.
And when I was trying to get a PS5, I think that the craziest thing, other than the fact that people were actually getting them, was the fact that people were excited when other people got them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a competitive sore loser. And when I couldn't get one, I was ready to flame everybody. But there were nicer people than myself. And they were like, people would get them and they'd be like, dude, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean.
Which is just insane.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe we're coming together.
I think also there's this, the frustration and the helplessness really leveled the playing field like nothing we've seen. Like, it doesn't matter if you're rich. Yeah. I mean, celebrities out here, YouTubers couldn't get them. Like, you live in, I mean, if you're living in your parents' basement versus you're living in the YouTuber house in LA, you all had the same hard time getting these things. So there was some kind of camaraderie, you know, us against the bots, us against the robots.
Alibaba.
Bring it back around, you know? So yeah, there was definitely, and even now people are still like, nice, you know? And it even short-circuited the console wars of the new release, you know, Gen 9. I'm like, okay, it's console wars don't really exist anymore with all the crossplay and everything, but people still were using it as their tribe mentality, as everybody uses everything as a tribe mentality of, I'm PS5 and I'm Xbox. But even now, or back then, and you know, November to, I mean, all the way to March, people were like, you just get whatever you want, and I'll be happy for you, whatever you can get.
And it's the exact same with PCs. It's like, you know, in 2019 it was build your own. In 2020 it was get a pre-built. In 2021 it's get whatever you can get. Like, it is no man's land. And there is a sense of bonding. I think you're right. Like, it's leveled the playing field, and if you can get it, it's like, it's an accomplishment. Like, good job. You either sat there, sweated it for months, or you got brain dead lucky, won the lottery. And both are to be commended for. So, and
everybody's happy. You're happy to be one of the people still down there suffering, and then you're also happy for the people you see get snatched. It's like, you ever watch Toy Story 2? I can't remember which one it is. Big hand comes down and gets one of the little green men. And they're like,
Toy Story 1.
Yeah, they're happy for him. That's when somebody gets the PS5.
What does he say? Like I have been chosen.
I have been chosen. And then they're all like, yeah. That's everybody getting a PS5.
That's a really good analogy. I like that.
I've been chosen. That's so funny.
Oh, man. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a weird world out here right now.
It is. I know.
Nothing's
Seems like
more important than gaming.
Nope. That's not. That's
Forget
very
politics.
True. Forget it.
Forget the economy as a whole.
Yeah.
Forget love.
Yep. Just forget it all. Forget even Alibaba. I don't know about that.
I don't know if you should have said that.
I'm trying to get them not to show up at your house. Take your Ryzen.
Piss them off. They want the. I bet
want their name out there.
I bet you they were happy I was calling them out, because then
probably shout out. Yeah. Nobody gives publicity like this podcast.
Alibaba. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I got. This gave me a good idea for the next episode, though. So.
Well, hey, look at that. We're multitasking.
Yeah.
So, to wrap everything up, get what you can get and be happy, because some people are getting assassinated by Alibaba.
That's right.
So,
this is really just a lesson in being satisfied with what you have in life, and don't be greedy.
Be satisfied.
Be satisfied with what you can get.
You don't know the full wrath of Alibaba. You don't know the power they hold. Well,
my bank account knows the wrath of it. Those nice dividends.
Speaking of bank account, share this podcast.
What a segue. What?
You can.
We don't even run ads.
We don't run ads, but hey, you know, share it.
Yeah.
Make us money. Why don't you go make us some money, guys? So you can also hit us up at our socials if you want to get just real into the nitty gritty, and you work for Alibaba and you want to know where I live so that you can kill me. You can hit us up at our socials.
I'll post his address right now, right after this episode.
He'll post my address, so that you don't even have to DM me, but you still should, just in case, so I can double check that Alibaba has my correct address. You can hit us up at on Twitter at DigiWaypoint, and then Instagram at Digital Waypoint. Go and give us a follow. Macy said that we have like
We almost 200 followers.
almost 200 followers on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Crazy.
That's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
So follow us. We post some dank content, and
I try.
You get us to 500 followers, we'll start a vlog.
So we'll start a vlog.
We'll start a vlog.
Oh, okay.
We'll start a vlog. 500 for vlog. That's our hashtag.
Oh boy.
Start a vlog. So follow us so we can start our vlog. If you can like the podcast wherever you're listening to, again, not on Spotify because Amazon is losing the war to Alibaba.
Well,
And-
Amazon's not even Spotify. I don't know how we're getting
No?
all over the place.
I thought Amazon. Oh, they have their own platform for. All right, my bad, Amazon. You're still losing to Alibaba, but Amazon is still in the Stone Age. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You can't like. So if you can like it, if you're listening to Apple Podcasts or if you're listening to it, where else do we distribute this?
Everywhere. Stitcher.
Everywhere.
Apple
Stitcher.
Podcast. Anchor. Hang on, I can tell you.
If you're
actually.
listening
Google
to-
Podcast.
Yeah, if you're listening to any of these, hit us up with likes if you can. If you need a visual stimulation, like you're sitting there and you pull up the latest Digital Waypoint episode on Spotify and you're like, man, I need visual stimulation. Go look at our YouTube, all right? At Digital Waypoint or just Digital Waypoint
It's
on
just,
YouTube.
yeah, yep. Look at a JPEG
Look at our JPEG.
of a logo we haven't finalized.
We haven't finalized. We're getting close.
We're getting close.
You had a rough draft that was actually pretty freaking good. I think that we just needed to tweak a couple things, and we may have a logo. Did you make it?
I didn't make it by hand. I used a template thing,
Oh,
like a design, like some online. Yeah.
look at Mason. He's
Yeah.
over here just freaking graphic designing our
Yeah.
logo that we have not made in
right.
what now 6 months, a whole half a year.
Yeah,
And we don't have
7
a logo.
months now.
This is episode 16. We still don't have a logo. Well, we're working on it. And if you need to look at what we have as a placeholder for visual stimulation, go to our YouTube, like it, share it with your buds, share it with your pals, share it with your mothers, and like I said, like the video, save it, put it into your playlist on YouTube Music.
That's
if
right.
you use that platform. Which all right,
No judgment.
no judgment, but yeah. So we're happy that you guys listen, even though it's a somber episode where it sucks to be a gamer right now. But you know what doesn't suck? One thing specifically. You know what doesn't suck, Mason?
I'd say
It's that outro music, baby! Woo!